All right, people, let's talk about Jeremy Lin real quick. Jeremy Lin, we've seen him come out and publicly say, he's hit rock bottom. His time in the league, he feels like is up. The teams in the NBA have given up on him, and he's in a bad place right now. He's in a really dark place right now. So let's kind of discuss and see maybe why he's gotten there. Now, first off, I'm gonna play the clip for y'all. What he said exactly. I don't know where exactly. I think he was in China at the time, at some event over there. But yeah, let me go ahead and roll a clip for y'all real quick.
Man, it's hard.
真的好难哦，
Life is hard.
人生真的好艰难。
In English, there's a saying, and it says, "Once you hit rock bottom, the only way is up." But rock bottom just seems to keep getting more and more rock bottom for me. And so, free agency has been tough because I feel like in some ways the NBA is kind of giving up on me. And after the season, I had to get ready for this Asia trip. And it was the last thing I wanted to do. Because I knew for 6 weeks I would have to just put on a smile. I would have to talk about a championship that I don't feel like I really earned. I have to talk about a future that I don't know if I want to have. And honestly, it's embarrassing and it's tough. I always tell myself, if I have a son, I don't want him to make the NBA. You don't have to deal with fame. You don't have to deal with living your life and having all your failures on display to the whole world. A lot of you guys here are going through something even worse. 谢谢大家，晚安。谢谢大家。
Now, starting off with Jeremy Lin, we'll start off with high school. So I don't really know much past or before that, but in high school he led his high school team to like a 30-something and one record, led him to a state championship. He was the best player in his state, and he didn't get any recruitment options. He didn't get any scholarships for any Division I top schools. The only one he could get was for Harvard, and on top of that, he couldn't even get the athletic scholarship. He got like an academic scholarship, so that was kind of a slap in the face, in a sense for him. So he goes, plays for Harvard, does his time there, declares for the draft, and nobody drafts him. He goes undrafted. So his first taste of the league is doubt. No team drafts him, no team wants to take a shot at him, so he's like, okay, cool. So he gets an opportunity to play for Golden State. He goes and plays for them for a little bit. He doesn't get a lot of playing time. They ended up releasing him after a certain point. He goes and signs with Houston for the preseason, and they release him before the season even starts. So already early in his career, he's starting off as kind of a journeyman. So it's December 27th or something like that. I saw he signs with the Knicks. Signs with the New York Knicks. The Knicks are banged up. They're trying to make a run at the championship. They had just got Melo, and I believe Melo was hurt at that time as well. And I think they had Chauncey Billups too, and he was hurt. So they pick up Jeremy Lin to fill a little bit of the roles, but then they send him to the D League. At the time, I think it was still the D League. So they send him to the D League. He does well there. They bring him back for a game. That game was February 4th. Can't remember the team, but that's all I know is that's when Linsanity started. He came in there, dropped like 25, got the W, and he dropped like 28, got another W, and then he just goes on a tear on like a 9-win streak or something like that. Wins all these games. He drops 38 on Kobe and the Lakers, which that's when he was like, all right, he's gonna chill out now because he got to go against the Lakers and Kobe's gonna humble him and all of that. But he goes after he drops 38 career. I think that's still his career high, and gets another W against a really good Lakers team. And Linsanity is here now. All of this is happening, and Linsanity is all of the buzz in New York. And how do y'all think Carmelo felt about that? I've always known Carmelo to have a little bit of an ego, and there was a reason why he wanted to go to New York. He wanted to be the man there. He wanted to be the man in a big city, the biggest market in the NBA. So he goes there, and this little Asian kid comes in and starts taking all this buzz, and everybody's talking about Linsanity this and Linsanity that. And maybe Carmelo was a little bit like, hold on, wait a minute, this is still my team at the end of the day, So like I said, I've always known Melo to have, I don't know Melo, but I've always, like, from what I've seen, he kind of came off as like he's had a little bit of an ego. So he's like, I can see him kind of being a little bit salty that Jeremy was kind of taking his shine. But anyways, yeah, Jeremy goes on a tear, and he's even after Linsanity is over, he's still, a pretty good basketball player. He's still in the teams. He's still at a decent amount of assists, about 4, 5, 6 assists. He's a solid NBA point guard. Not anything special, but he's a solid point guard. So after that, he goes back to Houston. They signed him like 2 years. It was like 2 years, $10 million, something like that. I don't know. Plays a full season, starts every single game, plays all 82 games, starts every single one of them. Averages like 13.5 points. So he's solid. At that point, he's a solid point guard. Then he plays another season in Houston, does okay, still in the teens, about 11, 12 points. Then he starts moving around. He goes to Charlotte, and he goes to Brooklyn. He plays a little bit of time there, and he's kind of losing his, he's kind of losing his games started. He's still got a lot of games played, but he's not starting as many games, which is okay, I guess. He's still a decent role player off the bench, I believe. Coming up with 11, 12 points and 4 or 5 assists. But he's not really that injury prone. Like, he had the one season in Brooklyn where he had the hamstring sprain. He missed like 20 something games. He actually dealt with a hamstring sprain twice in Brooklyn. He missed 16 games the first time he dealt with it, and then the second time he had it, he missed 27 games. So those are really his only major injuries. So I wouldn't consider him injury prone at all. I know hamstring injuries can be very, very fickle. They're just tough to gauge, man. I've had some hamstring problems too, and they're just really tough to gauge. So sometimes you feel good, and you go out there, you try to play, and you pull it again. It's really, really funny. But by no means would I call him an injury prone at all. So anyways, after Brooklyn, he goes to Atlanta. I forgot to mention he did play 2 years in the Lakers, and he was fine there too. He had the same kind of production, 10, 11 points. Did decent for us. Didn't miss too many games. Did pretty good for us. But anyways, back to Atlanta. He went to Atlanta, then got traded to the Raptors, and obviously won that championship. He didn't get a lot of playing time. Yeah, and then now we're here with him saying that he's kind of hit rock bottom, and I'm a little indifferent, but I kind of side with Jeremy Lin here, because from what I've seen, the research that I've done, I haven't seen anything that really warrants him to not really have a spot. You can say he's injury prone, but he hasn't really missed that many games. The only time he really missed games was when he was in Brooklyn. He sprained his ankle a couple of times. It happens. He wasn't out for too long. He probably missed 1 or 2 games. But you can't really say that he's injury prone, so you can't say they're not looking his way because of that. He's a decent option. He can score the ball. He can get you 10, 11, 12, maybe 14 off the bench. Maybe you can put him in a starting role on a bad team. He can get you, he has the opportunity to get you 15, 16, 17 points, maybe 5, 6, 7 assists. He could be that type of player if you give him that opportunity. He is 30 years old, but 30 years old is kind of that, okay, you're kind of on the decline, but you still got some game. Like Russell Wilson is, I said Russell Wilson, god damn, Russell Westbrook is 30, he's 30 this year too, but he's still a top point guard. I'm not gonna say top 5. I don't want to get in that argument right now, but he's still a top like point guard in the league. He still got his explosiveness. So 30 is not the end of the world, so you can't really say it's his age. So what is the reason that Jeremy Lin feels this way? Why does he feel like no teams are giving him a chance? Could it be because he doesn't really fit the stereotypical NBA basketball player because he's Asian? I don't know, but we've seen players get kind of discriminated against in like all sports, a lot of sports. Well, except for baseball. Baseball has all type of people. Baseball, everybody can play baseball apparently, like, but it's just we've seen some not stereotypes. Some players get kind of shunned because they don't fit the stereotype, they don't fit the image. It's kind of like music. It's kind of like rappers nowadays. You gotta have the colorful dreads, you gotta have the goofy little circle glasses, you gotta wear the tight pants, Gotta have all the jewelry and the face tattoos, or that you're not marketable, and people don't want to see you. So you could have the worst bars in the world, but if you fit the image, you're gonna have a shot. So right now, Jeremy Lin is kind of in the same position as, Melo and, J.R. Smith. Kind of these players just looking for an opportunity to get back into the game. I think his situation is a little bit different than Melo and J.R. Melo was once a superstar in this league, and J.R. is he's a championship player. He's won a championship before, but as far as their games, I feel like all of their games, Jeremy Lin, Melo, J.R., all of their games are kind of similar. They're all not similar, but like where they're at, they're kind of like they're at this point where they're kind of like getting older, but they can still play, they can still produce. They just need an opportunity. So all of these players are in a very similar situation, but in my opinion, I think Jeremy Lin has more to offer than both of those players. So, but anyways, that's all I got for y'all, man. Like I said, let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. Do y'all think Jeremy Lin's getting a fair shot? Do y'all think any of these players that are kind of still hanging around there, the Melos, J.R. Smith, there's a whole lot of other players that still have a lot of game left in them. They're not really getting looked at. Maybe it's just the fact that teams, don't really need them. But these are still good quality players that can find a role somewhere. So, like I said, let me know what y'all think down in the comments. And yeah, that's all I got for y'all, man. I'm out of here. Deuces.